This is the Clarinet 3 part for the first two sections of the Prince medley for 1999 and for Purple Rain. For Baby I'm a Star, I'm just going to ask you to look at the video for the Clarinet 1 part because the parts are almost identical. There's just a couple places where the rhythms are the same, but there might be a note different. But basically, they're pretty much the same part. These also, these first two, many of the sections are the same. Sometimes they're the same, but with different notes. So I'm going to start at letter A and just go through that riff for just a little bit. I won't go through the whole thing, but I'll start at letter A and do it for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it pretty much does that all the way until we get down to D. So when we look at the little 16th note run at D, just notice that the first F is marked natural, so that means both Fs in the measure are natural. So the little run is just F, A, F, D, but faster. So that comes in twice there, so I'm going to start counting a measure before this comes in just after letter D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it comes in again, 3, 4. And then I'm going to keep going to the bottom of this first page. And then that pretty much goes the same riffs for a little bit. And the next place that I see that it looks a little different is coming up after letter F. So I'm going to start at measure 79, and I'm going to try to do that crescendo and slur, right? We're going to start mezzo piano, crescendo up to mezzo forte, come back down again. And that happens both those times. So I'm going to start at 79. 2, 3. So the next place I see things looking a little different is at letter I. The only tricky thing about reading this is that the quarter note rests on beat 4 and beat 1 are shorter than they look. And that's because of the 16th note that comes right before that quarter rest. It makes that rest on beat 4 feel really short. So if we're going along, 1, 2, 3, 4, bum, 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 bum. So to play that, I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. And that repeats, and it probably repeats a number of times because it's kind of like a vamp there. Great. So then if we're going to look ahead at Purple Rain, there's a long time before the clarinets do come in at the bottom of the page. This part, also the first, second, and thirds have the same notes and the same rhythms, and the only place the notes are different are at the second ending after R, and then the second ending after S. So the tricky thing about those is that a dotted eighth note is the same as an eighth note tied to a 16th note, or a 16th note tied to an eighth note. So those are really 4 notes that are all the same rhythmic value, and they're figuring out a way to do music math and fitting 4 notes that are the same value in 3 beats. So once again, if we're going along, bum 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 ba-da-dum, bum 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 ba-da-dum, if that makes sense. So I'm going to play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that happens down again at the bottom. So I'm going to start playing from after Q, and then when I get to R, I'm going to play the note, the C at R, and then I'm going to go actually straight to the second ending, straight on to S. And I think for S, I'm going to play it both times. So I'll play the first ending, and then I'll go on and play the second ending, and then stop. So this is the pickup, 15 3/4 measures after Q. 1, 2. And I'm going to do that last little bit again because I kind of messed up going from the 2/16 notes at the end of the first line of S into the second ending. So I'm just going to play the pickup to the second ending. So I'm starting at the A, B, right at the end of the first line of S, and then I'm going to go straight to the second ending. And I'll try to do this one right this time.